For the last year, I have been obsessed with making the ultimate zombie diver costume. Last October, I filmed a 30-day challenge where I took the idea of a zombie diver animatronic I found at Lowe's and turned it into a real-life, fully wearable costume. And for the last year, I have been obsessed with turning this into the ultimate version of that idea. And in this video, that's exactly what we're going to do. This video is going to be split into two parts. Part 1 is going to be some small quality of life changes, little upgrades and details that I didn't quite get time to finish last year and that have kind of been bugging me. But Part 2 is where it's going to get really interesting, because I think the ultimate version of this zombie diver should glow. The whole thing, from head to toe, a ghostly green glow, like a real-life Scooby-Doo villain. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. But first, we have to open some mail. It's here. oh God. It's like an episode of Dexter in here. Oh. A note for your protection. Do not feed after midnight. I hate that the mannequin's in better shape than me, though. Stupid mannequin. Think you're better than me. I feel like his abs are judging me. Not a word. I don't want to see this on a meme somewhere. Don't be making GIFs of this or something. And now for my next trick. Wow. You are so much taller than I thought you were gonna be. I hate him. I feel like he's just rubbing it in my face with his abs and his tallness. God, I don't like that I bought something that makes me feel self-conscious. I made you, man. Come on. God. See, I bought this because I have so many changes that I want to make to the diver costume, and it would be a hell of a lot easier for me to do all these changes and details and modifications and stuff like that if I'm not, in it while I'm doing them. Problem is, he's taller than me, which I guess I should have seen coming. Most people are. This is gonna throw off all my measurements and stuff. So what am I gonna do about you? See? Look at that. I'm so much less intimidated by you now. Okay, so we're gonna start with the boots. Now for these, is it just me or does this setup feel wrong? Hang on. There we go, that's better, right? Just like old times. So we're gonna start with the boots. And to be honest, the boots are one of those things that I just have not loved. I made these spats and these sort of fake EVA foam weights as a way of hiding the fact that these boots are black and they don't match anything else on the costume. But last year I just didn't have time to order new boots, so this spat system was my solution. And to be fair, for a last minute solution and a guy who doesn't know what the hell he's doing, this isn't the worst. That said, this year we had a little more time to think and revisit this, and I have decided to scrap that, and we're just going to try a new pair of boots. There's a couple of problems with these though. Number one, they don't really match the leather in the rest of the costume. That's a problem for future Perry, he'll deal with that. The other problem is that they're these kind of like pirate style, like these medieval pirate look. I think I'm gonna start by taking this part off here. So it occurs to me I haven't even tried these on to make sure they fit. Well, that seems like something of an oversight. All right, hang on. Normally you have to pay extra for this kind of sexy content. Be starting up that OnlyFans soon. They fit. I feel like Rick O'Connell in The Mummy. These are cool. Is this the exciting content you came to YouTube for? Be honest. This is why you subscribed. Exciting putting on the shoe action. All right. It's really been that kind of day, man. Okay, so we can do this now. Let's do it. wondering is, could I just maybe take out these eyelets here and match them up with the eyelets on this and just put this over the top? Might add like a kind of a cool look. Just shove them on there. Just get it in. I am well aware of the fact that this is probably totally unnecessary and will look stupid, but that's unnecessary and looks stupid, doesn't it? Just makes them look like it's got little capris. That's cute. Look at him. This little Audrey Hepburn pants. I love it. This was a poor idea. I'll tell you the thing that I do think I kind of want to save here is like the idea of a belt around the top here could look really cool. I might be able to make that from the extra fabric that I just yeeted somewhere. Be gone with you. I am not the most methodical worker. There's a lot of throwing of things. I'll find them. They're around here somewhere. Ooh, I wonder if I could do multiples. So not only have the laces, but have like multiple belts. That'd be kind of cool. We'll play with that. Okay, for now, let's put these on the actual costume and just see where we're at, see what we think of them. Yeah, let's go. Oh, I got it. Oh, right. This leg is the one where the stand goes into, which is not gonna work with a knee-high boot. I did not think about that. So the right boot, and I was not anticipating this, the way the mannequin is held up is through the back of his right calf. So I had to cut a hole in the back of this, which I've mended with just a little Velcro for when I wear it and I don't need this giant hole in the back of my boot. But to hide that hole, I took some of the extra pieces from when we cut off the top of the boot, attached a nice buckle with a lovely Chicago screw, just as a nice way of disguising that hole in the back and helping to hold it closed while I'm wearing it. And then, of course, because we did it once, we had to do it twice. For now, I want to move on and do the fake weights on the front. Okay, I would let him finish. I mean, look how happy he looks. But he's wildly on the wrong track and he just doesn't know it yet. See, I'm gonna ditch all of this. The whole idea of EVA foam weights on the boots just doesn't work. Trust me, I messed with it for hours and it really just ends up looking unbearably stupid. So turns out the boots are done. That's the good news. Bad news is he doesn't know it yet. Anyway, because the boots are done, we can now move on to the gloves. Originally, I used these, but the thing is, I hate them. They look like leather work gloves, and they definitely don't look like they belong on this outfit. Most of the research I've done on diver costumes like this from back in the day had either built-in hands, which were actually mittens in the suit, which just make you look like lobster claws. You look like Ralphie's brother from A Christmas Story walking out into the snow. Or they just didn't use gloves. Both of these things might be more accurate, but neither one of them is very helpful to me. So we're gonna have to reach for what's called verisimilitude. It's not real, but it seems like it could be. I found these. They're gardening gloves. And I think that if we can maybe add some belts around here, they'll kind of look like this upper part is built into the suit. That said, I do have to do something before that, and that is to tailor these gloves. The only one of these fingers that actually fits is the middle one. I don't even have particularly large hands. Make of that what you will. Stop laughing. So that's our next step. I'm gonna take the gloves, turn them inside out, and tailor them a little bit so they actually fit and don't look so friggin' goofy. That's next. So I like where this is going with the gloves for the most part, but this leather and these buckles are just not going to work. So I had to place an order for something else. It'll get here in a day or two. So for now, I think we're gonna move on to the belt. Now, this is just a weightlifter's belt that I got off of Amazon last year. And what I'm gonna do is take some EVA foam. I got some very thick stuff. I'm gonna sort of carve them up, make them look like lead weights, so this looks more like a weighted diving belt and kind of hides the fact that it's not. The second part, I'm not so sure how I'm going to do yet, but I guess we'll find out. Problem number 2 is that this is not the right color anymore. This now no longer matches the boots and the gloves, which is gonna bug me. That's not allowed. So I need to find a way of darkening this. The problem with that is it's already finished dyed leather. If there's a way of stripping the finish off of leather, Okay, so I had an idea. So I was taking all of the stuff, the accoutrement, off of this belt, and I was looking at it. It occurred to me that the other side of this belt looks like it could be dyed. Dye this inside right here, turn this into the outside, flip everything around. Plus, it would get rid of this embossed branding on the back. Am I secretly a genius? I swear to God, if the word foreshadowing comes up on the screen right now, I'm gonna be so pissed. "52 minutes. Ah, damn. What do you mean you don't fit? You were just on there. Now you don't want to let go. Fuck off. I'm gonna start a Patreon. I'm gonna start a Patreon and it's just gonna be me suffering. Just the entire time, it's just me suffering. All the fun highlights and happy pairing are gonna be on YouTube. We'll put those out for free. The people who wanna watch the suffering, you have to pay for it because I'm paying for it. What do you mean you won't clamp on there? You were just clamped on there. You've clamped onto every other one, you Well, I mean, you have to at least somewhat admire my psychic abilities. I saw that shit coming from a mile off. We got all the hardware off the belt, so now I can flip this around, put it back together with new hardware, and this will be the outside of the belt, which I should be able to stain. I swear to God if the word foreshadowing pops up right now. Hello. Okay, so I came into the workroom today to continue working on the weight belt here, and I got to looking at this, and I like it, but it started to look a little cartoony, and so I wanted to go and get some more reference pictures for, you know, the kind of weights that I'm looking for. And I found this. So this is a vintage diver belt, and as I was looking at them, I was noticing these the sort of maker's marks on here, and I really want to see if I can replicate. Let's get back into the light. So it's that kind of thing that I want to see if I can replicate on these weights right here, because I really think that adding that kind of maker's mark look would be really cool on this kind of thing. So I'm gonna see if I can't whip up something in Fusion 360 to use as a 3D stamp to emboss on this. Or is that deboss? I think it's emboss. I think I have that right. Anyway, we're gonna go do that now. So we're through the first batch of weights and, weights. And now all of these little diver weights made out of EVA foam all say Cutler Diving Co. Fun little Easter egg. No one is ever gonna see that but me, but I feel like it really adds a lot. So, I'm delighted. So now we're going to paint them to make them look like lead and then attach them to the diver suit. I'm really pleased with these. This is so cool. The other reason these are great is because I made them the exact same size as the battery pack that runs the lights and the fan in the helmet. So this will now be somewhat blended in with these. Aren't I clever? I'm so smart. So now that all of that bit is done with the suit, we're gonna move on to the mask and the helmet. My original plan for this year when it came to the mask was to replace the LEDs in here. Last year I had them green and that looked pretty cool, but I realized earlier in the year that if I painted this with some blacklight paint and then put some blacklight LEDs inside the mask, that would really give it this nice pop, this very sort of ghostly glow. I think that'll look pretty cool. Then we gotta move on to part 2, which is the helmet over here. One of the things that I did not get to last year that really kind of bummed me out is I didn't get to do a nice weathering patina on this. I really want to give it sort of this verdigris, bluish kind of vibe, and we're gonna do that this year. So that's our next step. First, do the skull mask, then weather this. And then we have to move on to making the whole thing glow. I don't want to talk about that right now.
I just wanna document where we're at because I'm scared. It is now time to make this entire suit glow, and the way I'm gonna do that, and I've done some tests, is with this paint. Now, the tests I have done tell me, fingers crossed, it will get me the nice fluorescent black light look with a minimal green color change on the suit overall. I'm not gonna lie to you, I am very nervous about doing this, especially because outside right now is like the worst possible weather for this. It is both cold and damp. It's been raining like all day, for like 2 days. It's not raining right now. So my plan is I'm going to put up one of my black lights outside, pointed at this thing, and give this the lightest possible coat. God, I'm nervous. I can't even tell you how nervous I am. This could ruin the whole thing. Oh, I'm not feeling confident. We're feeling confident. We're gonna go with this with full confidence. Oh God. Insert Tina Belcher noises. Well, he's done. And I have to say, if this doesn't fulfill my Captain Cutler dreams, nothing is going to. It looks absolutely incredible. I'm so glad I finally got to do the weathering paint job on this helmet. It's so good. But before we get to the big reveal and we turn off the lights, turn on the black light, and I show you the ghostly Scooby-Doo glow, be sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You're gonna wanna stick around for more fun builds like this. And, you know, maybe some other different videos in the future. I have some plans. We'll talk later. Anyway, I think it's time we get to the big reveal. So without further ado, let's turn these lights off and see the final result. Happy Halloween.